It's a Monday morning, and here we are. So, how is everybody? I know that you'll be there in a second. You know, I was just trying to think of something to talk about that you guys might like, and I thought maybe go over some of the fashion jewelry and the oddities that you find out there. Not really worth anything, but they're treasure nonetheless. So we're going to take a look at some of this stuff just a little closer. Might be fun. What do you think? We can. This was a chain. We'll look at it a little closer. I'll turn the camera around, and we'll look at it like the coins and stuff. But these are just bling things. This is from a costume at a Renaissance fair. So somebody lost a part of their costume, and a lot of this type of stuff is found at those type of celebrations and afterwards, you know. Good morning, Jamie. How are you? Good afternoon to you, mate. You've already almost finished your day, huh? So I'm just getting started and you're just finishing up. So anyway, thought I'd reminisce over a couple of things here and how they were found and what I thought of them when I found them. And I think I just posted some remix shorts of some of these things, like this little broken Eiffel Tower. I just posted that short so you can see when I found that, but this was in a baseball field. So we'll just kind of look at some of this stuff. William, good morning. How you doing? You're always working, William. That's a 24/7 job. Patrick Stevens, good morning. So, just gonna do some reminiscing over some of the finds. It might be fun to do. Having a time of it, trying to really find something to entertain y'all. So, but maybe we can, you know, find something here that is entertaining. Not quite as entertaining as a possible valuable coin or something, but you know, none of this stuff is real valuable. But it had some value to somebody at one time, and then along comes the detectorist, right? And picks this stuff up. It's not all bottle caps and pull tabs, you know, or nails and screws, but you find some pretty interesting stuff as well. Not in an area where I find many relics, but I found some interesting relic type things too. One of the things that I found was a rusted out old radiator cap. Couldn't date it, but I believe it went back as far as the 30s. The style of radiator cap it was, maybe 40s. I don't know. That's kind of a relic. But And that was in a parking lot, so buried. So anyway, might as well get to it and take a look at some of this weird stuff that I find. Well, let's see. Let me turn the camera around here. And I think all right, here we go. Come on. I'll look at my ceiling. There we go. Nope, I forgot to plug in my lamp. So, sorry about that. Got to have light. There we go. Should have been a little better situated in this. Okay, this is the thing that I was showing you here. And there's some all of these are the same type coins that are on a chain. So that's a about a 14-inch chain, I guess, with several of these coins on it. So it was kind of fun finding something whole like this. You know, I find things in pieces a lot, but backbreaking metal detecting. Welcome in today. So these are some larger pieces to something similar found in the same area. And you know, find these things, sometimes you think, oh boy, I got a coin. No. Thanks, backbreaking. I appreciate that. So, you know, some of these things are pretty fun to find, you know. Like the little Eiffel Tower here. These things are broken, but it's probably a key fob, right? A keychain on a fob on a keychain. And I don't think anybody would wear that as a medallion or anything. It's got to be off of like a keychain or a... But, you know, you dig these things up and you go, woohoo, what have I got? And there's these little bangle things that are just shinies, you know, that you find that don't really have anything on them. But always makes you wonder, you know, it's exactly where did that come from? What was it? It's got some kind of, but if you clean it, it's loses a lot of character. It just becomes a little piece of metal, leaving them crusty and stuff. Sometimes leaves the character. Another of those coins, a little different coin. That one looks a little more primitive, almost a Santa Claus type thing, where this one is more like a coin. Similar. Then you can find the nicer medallions, the little medals. St. Francis. Nice sentiment, right? So some of these things can be quite exciting to find. Now this I found under a tree, and at first I thought it was a dog collar of some kind, maybe a chip or something. It was filled with dirt, and but it's about the size of a penny, you know, a 1 cent piece, and it's pretty interesting to try to figure out what it is. It turns out that it's a designer bracelet, and it has no real value. It's not precious metal, but it is a designer bracelet, mostly deteriorated. But nice to try to figure out, you know, when you find them. Now this one, where's the other part? Oh, I thought I had both parts here. It's not this one. Looks like about half of what it should be, but at first I thought it might be silver, you know, because the way that it looks, but I don't see any markings on it anywhere, and it doesn't clean up like silver. But if you want me to leave something up longer for a little better look at it, just let me know. Now there's something from the 60s. Too bad it wasn't whole. Come on. What's the problem? There we go. But I find this kind of stuff all over different parks. Well, sorry to see you go backbreaking. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for hitting that like button. Thanks for you know, just stopping by, giving me a few minutes of your time. That's just as precious as any of these things. And I really mean that. It's not just something that I say. I know that most everybody in this community, really means what they say when they're talking about people giving time, because people can give you money, people can give you things, and uh, time is just as valuable as anything else. But sorry to say, this young lady lost this in a little park. It was just a little bitty park too. It was just, I think, just one little toy set, a slide, a little jungle gym, and a swing. And I found this one, and there was another one too that I found that was in that same park at a different time. I believe that was an actual penny with a, if I got it here, I think I've got it somewhere close by here. Well, maybe not in this one. I thought it had it as a little penny with a cross cut in it, Easter time. I do find quite a few little charms and pendants, like this one. Looks like one of those candies that you used to get at Christmas time. I thought it was silver, but it didn't test silver. And but it is a designer piece. When I looked it up and found it, that they have a market for that, a special market, and I forgot what it was now. I knew it when I first found it. But I'm going to find little charms like this one. I think this one used to be a charm. It's silver plated. It's got a real brilliant silver plate to it. I find things that you think are gold, right off the bat, you find these pins, and they shine really nicely in the sun when you're out there on a sunny day, and you think, oh, gold. What this one, oops, the globe one? No, I think it's just enamel. I don't think it glows in the dark. I haven't tried that. Maybe I'll look at it now. Find a lot of little things like this. One day I went out and hit 4 different parks, and I found, I think, 5 heart pendants of some kind of charms and things. Yeah, this is all found, everything, William. Things I found actually last year. I just kind of going through things, and I thought maybe it'd be interesting to see some of the things that I picked up in the park. Do something. So here's another one. Little heart charm picked up in a little park. There's one that looks copper, gold, and then the little one that has all the little rubies in it. Good morning, Johnny Small Pepper. How are you? Sure. Here, let me back off just a little bit, and so I got some room, and I'll leave some things up there. We can leave them up here. Here's an interesting one I found in a park. I think it used to be silver plated. Not sure, but some of these are pretty interesting when you find them. Some of them are too crusty. If you clean them, you know, the danger of losing the little stones and stuff. So if you clean them too vigorously, you lose some of the pertinence of the piece. This next thing I'm going to pull out here, I'm going to string it together because I found all these pieces, and I think that I know they were all one bracelet here. Uh, so go ahead. Here we go. I got a little more room here. I found all these pieces spread out over a pile of stuff that was raked out of a parking lot. You know how sometimes they'll just rake things up in a parking lot and put them in a big pile? Well, I was searching that pile and I found the colored one. Oh, this one. This one here. So everybody's been finding these type things around. I found a couple of these, the evil eye. This one is gold. This one, I think, it doesn't say it on it, but it tested out 14 karat gold. And this one is silver. coming up here. This one is silver and has little diamonds in it that tested out diamonds. I just put that one on a remix that I just did. You'll find quite a few little pendants like this and charms that are enameled and stuff. And this one I thought was gold, but then that means it's not really. But that is another designer piece. SW is a brand, so it's a brand piece. And these type things are pretty interesting. Here, let me move this out the way a little bit. Hard to type with gloves on. Oh, this one, it's kind of interesting because it's two pieces that makes one shell. I don't know whether that was soldered together and fell apart or it was supposed to be like this, but it makes like a little conch shell. You know, it's hard to work without gloves too. So, well, maybe I can get it to hang right. Hey, Papa York, how's it going? Thanks for coming and hanging for a minute. We're just looking at some old stuff. I'm reminiscing when I could dig. Yeah. But, you know, I told you guys last week that I'm going to, I was going to go to Huntington Beach this Tuesday, but, you know, that probably is not going to happen tomorrow, at least not Huntington Beach, because they closed it down due to shark activity. So the beach, a mile in either direction from the pier, is closed for 48 hours as of 3:30 yesterday, or 3:45 yesterday afternoon. So it doesn't look like Huntington Beach is going to be a viable target area for us tomorrow. We'll find something because we're going to be over there, pick up my son and grandson. Find a lot of religious, that one's silver plated. It's a St. Mary's. Find this year I found quite a few more crosses. As a matter of fact, I've found several crosses this past year. Here's one that I thought was interesting. I found in a, ooh, I've been digging around in here and tangled some things up. I'm sorry to say. Here we go. But this little crucifix was found in a park by a picnic bench. Find quite a few religious medals, not just these are religious as well. These can be either on Asian or Catholic. Catholic rosary beads sometimes have an evil eye attached to them for some reason. It wards off the evil eye. Did I miss DB? Oh, there. Welcome, DB. My chat shot up and I was busy looking at things here. Missed when you came in, but thank you for coming in. Just going over some of last year's more giddy finds, you know, the ones that you get giddy over when you are digging them out and then they start sparkling and shining in your eye and making you think you've got something really cool. And it is really cool, but you know, it's like this here, I thought for sure that this was gold when I dug it up, but it turned out it wasn't. But you know, you can see there, it doesn't do it justice, but just a piece of chain and it's gold plated, but it is not gold. It's not gold, but it's heavy enough, and you'd think that would be when you see it in the sunlight. Gold Eagle Prospecting. Hey, thank you for coming in. Let me give you a wrench, Gold Eagle, so if there's anybody here that you haven't taken a peek at, there you go. Be mindful of it. Alrighty? So, anyway, everybody gets a wrench right now so that we can all check each other's channels out and help each other grow, right? So all you guys have been helping me grow, so it's the least I can do to help you all grow. I'm getting there. 2458. We're moving right up on that 3,000. Couple at a time. That's all it takes, right? There's another interesting one I found next to a swing set. So here are the ones that really get you going. When you start pulling something like this out of the ground, and it's like weighing 3 ounces of gold chain, and turns out it's just bling. But those are pump starters, right? Get your pump started. So I hope this is interesting to you guys. And then there's the not quite so shinies. This was one of those coins that bangles, like similar to this one, but it's all crusty looking. At first I thought that was a dime because it kind of had that design on it. It looked like a dime, but nope, it's one of those type coins. But it really looks old, right? It looks like it could be a really old coin. So, got to keep those. Yeah, it does look like something that Mr. T would wear, doesn't it? Then there's always the strange ones too. Got to add in the strange looking ones. And these two are similar, right? They don't fit, but they're the same thing, right? Friendship pendants, right? Then there's these that you find. Now that, this one I found in the park, and these test out. I forgot how many there are. I think there's 27, I think, diamonds right there. And it's silver, but nobody, I took that into a couple of jewelers, and they're just 1/100th. The diamonds are 1/100th. So there's 27, what, a quarter carat, about a quarter carat of diamonds, but they're Chinese diamonds according to the jeweler, and the bracelet is almost nothing. It's not marked silver. It tests silver, but it's not marked silver. Did test silver though. So this was all tangled up in the ground. It was, I thought I was going to mutilate it getting it out, but it's pretty sturdy. I'm surprised that it came out of the ground so nicely after a little bit of tender tugging and digging. But that was fun to find too. Here's an elephant too. I think getting around to it found this one on the surface, and it's got a little gem in it, but I think it's missing a large stone there. I'm not sure whether that's supposed to be just a big divot like that, or I think it actually had to have had a stone in it at one time, the way it looks. So, uh, too bad it didn't find the stone. Ah, there it is. I knew it was in there. I had it covered up by another. These, I guess, are pretty prominent. I looked these up, and they were selling these online for Easter tokens. That's a mutilated penny. I'm not sure they're supposed to do that. But anyway, that was a find. And this one is a lake find, and I think it's silver and enamel, silver plated and enamel. I found it in the lake, and it's got a few gemstones in it, but they're not real. And but that's a really shiny piece. That when you find that in the water, that and it's shiny like that, that gets your heart pumping. Then I'm looking at these. This was one of my first finds at Huntington Beach, and the end of it is broken off, how it hung, but that was one of my first finds at Huntington Beach, along with that copper ring that I found. It looked like a belt. I don't think you do this for making money, because none of this would make you much selling it. I don't know, you might be able to put them online and sell them for $1 or $2 a piece, possibly. It might be somebody that would want treasure trash finds. The fun things sometimes are the chains and stuff, because this one I actually found in 3 pieces. Let's see, pull that out of there, make a little room here. But this was sparkly. But as you can tell, when there are gems and there's no holes behind them, then you know they're not real. So, but this was in 3 pieces. I had to put it back together. But it had some good shinies on it. all the way across it. And that one was interesting to put back together because some of it, luckily it came apart at the eyes and stuff, but some of it's not repairable if it breaks in here. And if it breaks in where these jewels are, you haven't got a chance of putting it back together. But this one went back together okay. Everything was at an eye. So, and got all the parts. That was amazing that I got all the parts to that. Not even one of the little loops was missing. Oh, it's about the penny. Yeah. If you're not making money on it, yeah, I think they're selling them. And I saw them online that they sold them in a bag of so many. So they had to have been making some kind of money. There's another little butterfly. I think it was missing the stone. It looks like there was some kind of set of gemstones or something glued in there. Had to have been, wouldn't have been just a little plate like that unless it was gold. It's not gold. Then you find the tiniest of charms. It's really neat. People don't realize when you're hunting out there sometimes finding these itty bitty things are very interesting because that's a teeny piece of metal that you're finding in a whole bunch of junk. So if you pay attention to your metal detector, and not just go after the really screaming sounds. Like some of these things really, really scream at you when you find them. So far I found like this is the first school type bracelet found. That one is 925 silver. And it has these little charms on it. And so I figured this was a little kid's bracelet. But I did find the one that is is like 48 grams of silver, and they're huge. The charms are like this size compared to these, and it was a huge bracelet. But they're both 925 silver. This one is plain silver, and the other one is gold plated. And we've got lots of silver here, but probably the most value it would be is to melt it down into ingots or something, make rounds out of it or something like that. I took this bracelet in, and somebody offered me $5 for it. So it's not even worth $5 in silver. But you know, as a bracelet, somebody somebody bought it at one time. You know, so that was one of my first finds at one of the parks that I go to all the time now. The next one was almost a surface find here. I did catch it with the metal detector, but it was those are little pretties that you find. And the more interesting ones that you have to figure out. That couldn't figure out whether that is like a good luck charm or is it a tag off of something. Definitely Asian. Let me see if I can. I didn't hit it with the lens. Let me see here. Let's see if it tells us anything about it. Huh. Got too much of the other stuff in it. Yeah, it's not going to tell me exactly what it says. It shows a lot of other charms like that one. So, yeah, I'm probably not going to find out what it says. That's too bad. Oh, anyway, but those are more interesting. They're not real pretty. So, then there's this one. This one was all crusty. This is what I mean about trying to clean something up. When I tried to clean it up, it fell all to pieces. And I think I even lost the other piece. I don't think I have all the pieces to it. There's another interesting little evil eye. It's a little looks like Christian key with an evil eye on it. So what happened to my... So, anyways, oh, Danny boy, how you doing? We're just looking at some of the finds that I've found last year that weren't precious metal, but precious looking when you find them. But find some pretty nice little things that little kids lose. I guess the most interesting one that I found, though, was the ID bracelets just recently that I took back to the young man that lost it. That was pretty cool. But you know, this goes along with all the clad and everything in the parks. And kind of nice little pieces to find. Here's one that found this one in the lake. Same lake where I found that turtle. So that one's kind of cute. See the difference in this one, just so you guys know. This one's really pretty, right? It's got several stones in it, and none of them are real. And the way you can tell that, I mean, this isn't 100%, but it's like 95%. These are not real. Very cute. But now these stones are real. And one of the ways you can tell without testing them is that they're set with holes behind them. The holes behind them are to help let the light refract through the stones. Block us! There you are, my friend. Let me give you a wrench. I know you probably already know all of these people. So anyway, back to this. Well, good morning. Thank you for saying something. But when you're looking at a piece that has stones in it, it's likely, highly likely, that they're going to be real stones, even though these are just 1/100th of a carat. Then you have how many stones there? 3, 6, 7, 8, 16 stones, and those are little chips, kind of, you know, maybe even lab-grown diamonds, but they're more likely real when there are light holes behind them. So when you're looking at something like this, and you look at it, say, oh, could that be real? Turn it over and say, probably not. 99% not. Um, Same with this one. You look at it and then you turn it over, and probably not. There are no light refractive holes. So that's just a good rule of thumb. That way you don't get too excited over things. So, got stones in something, flip it over. If there's no holes, it's likely not going to be real. But still, pretty nonetheless, right? You know, people say that they've got problems with their metal detector finding little chains. I don't seem to have that problem, because even with my Goldmaster, I found lots of chains. So, and little chains too, you know, little pieces of chains. And you start finding just a little piece of a chain, you know, even if it's not precious, you can, you know, you get excited about chain because you know you're not missing anything that you're swinging over when you're finding this little stuff, right? So if you're looking into getting into detecting, you're looking at all of the things that go into detecting. It's not just finding a lot of clad. It's not just finding a ring. It's not just finding a huge necklace like that one, like this one. If you can find one that's gold, that would be really nice. But this gets you all excited about maybe finding one that's gold one day. You know, if you get in the right place, the places that I go, the people probably don't have that much money for jewelry, but they do lose their little tokens, little bells. And when I'm finding these little bitty things like this, it makes it all worthwhile. You know, you go out there and, but even the big stuff, I like finding the big stuff. I like finding things like axe heads and hammer heads, that 10-pound sledge that I found. Then you find the junkers, you know, but there's still, you don't know how long these things have been there. Sometimes, you know, they've been there 30, 40 years, you know. So you just, if it's made out of a metal that doesn't deteriorate too fast, then, you know, you luck out. You get something that's old that is actually worth digging up. But when you know, your detector is just fine when you're picking up these little thin chains and things. A lot of people say, my detector won't pick that up. It will if you're listening to it, I think. I think if you really listen to your metal detector, you're going to find these things. If you just pass it over and say, it's not screaming like a lead bullet, it's not screaming like a quarter, it's not screaming like a dollar coin, it's just a little chirp, you know. If you don't dig those little chirps up, you miss out on the shinies. Oh, will it? That's good to know, Eddie boy. I could probably roll it too, but it would throw the weight off. I just think it's interesting the things you can find, you know. There's things you wonder what they are. You know, there's like this little guy. Anybody know what that might be? It's got some significance. It's a design pertinent to something, right? Well, yeah, I know they were selling them online. Easter time, they really have a market for those cross pennies. That's the first one I've found. I love all these little bitty things, you know. The charms, like this one, not sure what significance this has, but might be one of these. What do you think? You think it's one of these evil eye things? Could be, huh? Something else interesting here. See, this is something really impressive that I dug for several minutes. And because, see, that is just a little bitty piece of metal, but it's glued to that. And that was in the sand. And it was driving me nuts trying to get that out of the sand because my scoop, it was just going right straight through my scoop. There was no way it was going to stop for my scoop. And it took me several minutes to find that little guy, get him out of the sand. That's cool, Papa York. I think that's probably where that penny came from. One of the churches locally here was handing them out to the kids at Easter time, I think. So, Buddy Biggs, good morning. Well, thanks for popping in. Hit that like button before you leave. I I don't think I could rap. But thanks for the thought anyway. I am wrapping. I'm talking about all this little stuff that I found over the months. This is neat. This is actually, can anybody know what that is right there? Here, let me set it down here. Ah, there you go. Look at, it's a magnetic clasp. It's for a chain. And see if this one will work. Work on this one. But I think it might. So if you don't have a clasp on a chain, you can use this. Oop. So that's pretty interesting. But it's not very strong. It has to be for a light chain, a lighter chain than this one. But that's what it is a magnetic clasp. It has two little magnets in it. Well, thanks for dropping in, Buddy Biggs. God bless. Take care. Are you going live today? Oops. Yeah, Bob York. Yeah, that's they. It was all covered in black sand. I found that at a beach, and it was just all big bunch of black sand. So it took forever to get the black sand off of it. Yeah, you wouldn't want to trust a really nice necklace to this. It's not that powerful. But it does suck up the things pretty good. Just that they pull loose pretty easily, though. So, and it's pretty nice when you find the whole chains and everything, like this one. Little A there. Oops. And that's how you know it's not gold, right? If the magnet sucks up to it, it's not gold. So it's the way I test everything I find. Sometimes I forget and get excited and I think it's gold. And turns out it's not when I get it close to a magnet. I should have gotten it close in the first place. So I put a magnet on my pinpointer, and I used it so much that I knocked it off and lost it. So I just found another magnet so I can put it on the back of my pinpointer. But I carry a pick that has a magnet on it, so it's how I pick up my nails and everything. Uh-oh, don't want to step on that. It's another friendship piece there, kind of goes with these. Find a lot of these. Dropped a pin. I got to make sure I don't leave that down there and step on it. I find a lot of this little type stuff too. Then there's the real crusty stuff. Little stones in it. Loop broke off of it evidently. No loop. This is one of those corrodable things. Really cheap stuff. But still there for me to find. Now, I don't wear jewelry either, just because of this right here, because I know it's going to get lost. Hey, Bad Idea Lab, good morning. Nice to see you. Just going over some of the more treasure trash that I find. See if this. Yeah, I'm sure I don't have any gold chains in here. They've got a lot of spindly chains that I find hidden in the dirt. Now here's an interesting turtle. This one is 925, but this had a stone in it and it was broken when I found it. See, a piece broken off here, but it's hinged. So if I take that ring out, little turtle used to hinge down here, but it's broken, so it lost its stone because it was broken. But because it is silver, it can be repaired. I just have to take it to the right jeweler to have it repaired. So, but would it be worth repairing? but it's kind of cute. And I think you could put any kind of stone in it. You know, Oop, it's kind of tarnished. I was afraid to clean it, you know, because it. Turtles and butterflies. I find a lot of turtles and butterflies. And hearts. And in my, this is from last year, but in my finds from this year, same lake, I found two more like this, little mushrooms that came off of something. They broke off of something. Something got crushed up, and they're almost identical, different sizes, but the pearl cage. I guess that would be probably the best thing to put in it. I was thinking like a green stone or something, make it green like a turtle. That's cool. Danny boy, you're not supposed to wear the rings. You know, that's the best way to lose something that you find is to put it on your finger and then dig in the dirt again, right? Here's a little piece of copper that I found. A little cheapy pendant type thing. I think that goes with these type things here. When you're wearing them, they wear little leaves and stuff like that with them. Okay, William, hang in there, guy. Thank you. Thank you for providing me with your time, on and off, of your work schedule there. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to be all through this stuff here pretty soon. I thought I had a lot more, but well, there's also the dog tags. These are pretty cool when you find dog tags. Not sure, is that like a bunch of grapes or something? WWRC Pets. So it's probably a I might be able to find those people that have that pet if I go there. I just saw that had a website on it. I didn't even look at it that careful, just knew it was a dog tag. And It had a license number, but I didn't see that. That's how much attention you pay to the things that aren't jewelry. And I think this was the top off of a little bling ring, because it looks like that's what it was. That there was a ring soldered to it there. So I think I just found, no, I lost it. There it is. I just found the top, the little bling ring. These things are pretty interesting when you find them. That's got a gold stone in it. I think that's what that's called, is gold stone. So that's interesting when you find things like that, because I've got a ring that when you hold that in the sunlight, boy, does it sparkle. All that little gold fleck in there. So things look a lot different. I was showing a while back a piece of treasure trash that I found that I thought was a black onyx stone. It was turned out that it was just the button off of a flashlight. And here's something kind of neat. This I found, and had to have been something nice at one time. I think it's a part of a pin. It's all rusty and corroded, but the enamel is still pretty much there. It says something, but I can't really make it out. Makes you wonder how old that is. Oops, did I just break it? No. No, I guess not. Okay, not any more than it was. But dig things out like this, and because of how rusty it is, makes you wonder how long has that been there. It could have been just like, a couple months, but it could have been 100 years. Can you read what that says there? Like S something. See if I can get it. Really would like to know what that says. SUMT. Does it say saint? Saints? I think you're right. Now you said that, SAINTS. NTE or NTS, Saints. Yeah, you're right. Oh, I know. We've talked about whether I should get a scope or not. That's on my list to get. It's one of those things that the equipment providers are going to make some money. Face the Ace. Hey, welcome aboard. Let me give you a wrench there so that you can check out some of the other channels. Thanks for stopping in. We're just looking at some shinies that I found over the last, well, not this year. These were from last year. And I found, just going over some of the little things that you dig out of the dirt. Oh, one of those micro lenses? Now that might be good. Evil Bay. Grow shop. Yeah, it would be nice to have both. I know my son's got one of those that clips onto his phone, and it does pretty good. It would help a lot to find out these things, because I'm not able to sit over this camera a lot. This one wasn't much, but I thought it was funny. Anything else? Well, I find a lot of stuff like this too. Just the little loops that have been pulled, and the earring backs or pin backs. This is not an earring back. This is a pin back, and that should be in my pins. I don't know why I haven't got that put in my pins. Okay, Papa York, God bless you too. Thank you for coming in. Always, my friend, you take it easy today, and I appreciate you spending your time with me, and looking at all my little finds. But these, you go back through these things, you hang on to them, and you think, you know, these are bring back memories of the dig, you know, kind of like mementos, moments in time. You know, some of these, you guys were there with me when I found them. The only way you could find them again would be to go back through my videos and watch my videos where I found them. But you got to watch a lot of treasure trash to find them. Uh, Ghosts probably do chase me. Probably have some ghosts attached to some of these things that I find. What do you think? Just looking at all these chains that I find, that I'd have quite the coup here if they were all gold. I haven't hunted a cemetery yet. I think that would be considered robbery in a way, right? I wouldn't do that. Yeah, one of my pins lost its head. So, Walker Magnet, how's it going? Thanks for popping in. Yeah, that'd be a little bit spooky. I think I told everybody about my experience in a graveyard one time. We were young and running around looking for something exciting to do, and so everybody decided to sit around in a graveyard, an old graveyard from the 1800s, early 1800s. And I don't think there was anybody buried there in the 1900s at all. And it was on a piece of property where there was a ranch nearby, and we're all sitting amongst all of these headstones, and everybody was having a lot of fun, telling a lot of jokes and everything, and then it got really quiet. And then somebody said, "If you're a ghost and you're here, let us know." And all of a sudden a bell rang. Turned out that it was just a cow that had a big cowbell on it. It was sauntering into the graveyard with us. It was just clang, 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 clang. Everybody jumped up and started running. Those were the days. I gotta keep this one aside. Gregory Freeman he's got a collection of crosses and crucifixes, so I was going to show him some of the crosses and crucifixes that I found. So you might want to add some to his collection. Well, that's a weird piece of music. Definitely strange. Hey, how you doing, Tupac? Good morning to you. Well, it's noon for you, isn't it? Where you at? Aren't you in Colorado? Wait, Tupac, these are some of the things that I found last year that aren't bottle caps and pull tabs. Well, you guys are really awesome hanging out with me here for another few minutes. It's 11 a.m.? Yeah, oh, that's right. Still 11. I'm on the other clock. So, anything else interesting in this batch? Oh, I found the other piece to that. I think it was early on. I don't think anybody saw this one. This one was in two pieces here. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way. This one was something. I think go together like this, I think. And I found it in two pieces. I don't know whether there was more than two pieces or not. Come on, lay down there straight. And I think it goes together something like that. I think there's another piece missing here. That one's silver plated there. Didn't find a good silver one. It's I've got a couple more this year that are smaller, not quite that large. That's a pretty good sized pendant that I found there. Happy birthday! Happy birthday, Tupac. "56 years old and you feel like 26, right?" Everybody tell Tupac happy birthday. Something we all have to do, right? We all have to get older. There's just absolutely no way you can say, nope, no way, ain't gonna happen. So what time you starting your birthday celebration, Tupac? Put up your link to where you're going to be when you're going to be if you can. Oh, can't say, can't drive 55 anymore. You're over the speed limit. So that's right, you are over the speed limit. Getting around to it says happy birthday to you, Tupac. So now you have to move up to 39 now, Walker. Join Jack Benny there. You guys are welcome to post your sites on here. I don't have a lot of people here that will see this right this minute, but you guys can post your sites on there for anybody that might watch my stream post and get a chance to go and see yours. So feel free. Everybody should post their channel at least once. Walker, I think I've posted my channel on your channel. Thank you, Tupac. Everybody go and join Tupac in his birthday celebration tonight, at least long enough to say hi and give him a birthday cake or something. Everything in life worthwhile should be celebrated. Anniversaries to the day you were born is a good time to celebrate. Especially if you're above ground and you wake up in the morning. You can stretch your arms. Move your joints. Pick up your feet. Waddle around. All of that. As long as you can do it. Celebrate it. Cap bust. Yep, you had a good night last night. We were there, getting around to it, and I, Character Alley, and all of us were in there hanging out. Thank you, Face the Ace. Thank you. I appreciate that. Every subscriber helps. I hope that I'm getting back into digging soon because I've been off nursing a toe. And then last Thursday, I threw my hip out for some reason. It seems to be getting along fine. I didn't do any permanent damage, but boy, that was scary. If you've never thrown a hip out, I hope you never do, because man, it felt like somebody took full swing with a 12-pound sledge. almost knocked me off my feet. It's a good thing I didn't go down. I might have broke my hip if I would have went down when it was out of joint. But somehow I kicked my leg. It retracted and accordioned. You know, it just came up. My foot came up off the ground and my whole leg just accordioned up. And I go, oh, no. And I shot my leg out and popped my hip back in. And other than a little soreness, I'm all right. But boy, that was scary. Anyway, back to the digging soon. Tomorrow, I hope. I was going to go to Huntington Beach tomorrow, but that seems to be put on the back burner because somebody yelled shark. And well, you didn't miss much. I didn't win, William. Yes, I did win. I just told a bald face. No, I did win, didn't I? On number 33, I backed up into it. No, there's going to be a beach. I just haven't figured out which one I'm going to go to because a mile on either side of the pier at Huntington Beach is closed till day after tomorrow, I think. I think it's closed through tomorrow. Just my luck. The beach I wanted to go to. But there's a beach that I never hear anybody say they've gone to. Everybody says they've gone to Seal Beach. Everybody says they've gone to Sunset Beach. Everybody's gone to Newport Beach, Laguna Beach, Huntington Beach. But there's one beach over there that nobody says they go to. And there might be a good reason for that. But I don't want to say what beach it is that I'm going to go to right this minute. I'll wait until I get there in the morning. But to see, I'm going to look at it first to see if I'm going to dig it. Because it might not be worth digging, but then again it might, because I've never seen one of our local YouTube detectorists say that they've been to that beach. So if they haven't been to it, that's one thing. But if they've been to it and didn't find anything and just didn't want to say anything about it, that's another, right? So I'm going to have to go and see. So there'll still be a beach. Hermosa? Let me see. Let me check Hermosa and see where that is from where I'm going to be. So Hermosa would be good, except it's a long ways. Well, maybe not. That might be. That's close to the airport, though, huh? That's close to LAX. I'm going to Long Beach Airport in the morning to pick up my son and grandson. So we're going to be at Long Beach. Through all the traffic and everything, Hermosa might be a little bit. That's worth talking about, though. We'll see. Now that one sounds interesting. What do you think about Rat Beach? I just noticed there's a beach called Rat Beach. Oh, that's rock. That's why they call it Rat Beach. This would not be a real good beach to detect in. Nice looking beach, but that would be really tough to detect in that. But there is some sand up behind, kind of. But that would be rough to walk in, given my situation with my hip on the heel on the mend. But that's interesting. I don't know. What do you think about that? Yeah, Tupac, Huntington Beach is closed. Hey, T Rep, Huntington Beach, they yelled shark. And so I guess a whale came up on the beach, was washed up, was chewed up by the sharks. And so they've got Huntington Beach uh, closed down. Yeah, Huntington Beach is a fun beach. It's big, it's huge, and you can't hit the whole thing. And I don't care how many detectorists go there, I've always found something there. And I've had some really good days. One day I found 4 rings at Huntington Beach. But anyway, that was my plan. We were going to pick up my son and grandson at Long Beach and then go to Huntington Beach because, I mean, it's just a sure thing that you got to find something there at Huntington Beach. And with 3 detectors going, I figured we're going to have a good time. So I got to find another beach. And I don't want to do a whole bunch of driving. I want to do mostly metal detecting and spend some time in the sand with my son and grandson and my wife. We go out there and have a good time. If we're spending a lot of time driving around, it won't be too much fun that way. So I got to pick a place and go there. So they're close to Long Beach. There's quite a few. There's one that's really Long Beach that just seems really um, interesting to me. So we're going to be at a beach tomorrow, that's for sure. So you're going to be at the beach tomorrow. How about that? That was interesting to find Rat Beach. I wonder. White Point is a reserve, right? San Pedro. Yes, we could go up by Hermosa, go up to. Yeah, Hermosa's got a nice pier too. but I want to spend as much time on the beach as I can. And then, of course, we got to drive in traffic all the way home and everything. So, uh, see, you could have been watching here, T-Rep. Could have been here, but you were off watching other videos. I see how it is. I see how. I'm glad you're here. But everybody make sure that they go to Tupac's birthday party. It's here in my live chat. Make sure you copy that down. Make sure you got Mia's channel all set up for tonight. See you later, Daddy Boy. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching while I reminisce. I hope everybody has a good day here as you leave. Odyssey. Oh, that's a vehicle. Really appreciate you guys coming in. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up before you leave today if you haven't already. This has been kind of fun, going over, looking at some shinies. See you later. I guess my time has run a little bit over here. You guys have all kinds of things to do. I know you've got your days planned, or if you haven't, you're winging it like I do. But thanks for reminiscing with me and looking at all my could be, would be precious items here. Anyway, they're just fun to go back and look at a little bit. They're the ones that make you keep going back, looking past the could be pull tabs and the bottle caps, and looking past the hairpins and nails and screws, and finding the really cool things. Face the Ace, thank you for joining my crowd today, all the way around. And I'll be seeing all of you soon, some of you sooner than later. And come back tomorrow. Look at the sand with me. See what we can find. We'll be wielding 3 metal detectors. We'll have the Legend, a Simplex, and a Simplex Plus, I think, is what my son has. And then whatever my grandson has, he's got an Octa, one of the earlier versions, but still, we're going to find something good. I know it tomorrow. So be sure and join us back here at 8:30 Pacific time. We'll be hunting. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. Peace be with you all. God bless you for just being who you are. Take care. Later, Gators. Let's hunt.